Welcome back, everybody. Today we're talking about Yoga A to Z Pranayamas. These are breathing practices. The word pranayama is translated from Sanskrit, the language of yoga terminology, to mean prana, life energy. It's the yogi's version of chi or life force, and yama, which is the idea of controlling the breath, slowing it down, speeding it up, maybe even pausing it and just dwelling in the stillness for a second or two. Pranayams are important to understand because a lot of yoga studios will teach a little bit of pranayama, but it's not always the case that you get an explanation of what it's supposed to do. This is also true sometimes in yoga videos or learning yoga online. You'll find that a practice is taught, but you're left thinking, how is this supposed to help me or affect me? So I'm just going to share with you some of the most common that you might hear about. There are many, many out there. These are just a few. The first one you might run into is the breath of fire. This is a very commonly used and taught yoga pranayama, but it's one to very much be sensitive in using, has specific applications. Breath of fire is like essentially rubbing your hands together and creating a lot of heat, but inside with your breath. The idea is that you breathe really fast from the belly using the diaphragm. Sometimes it's in and out very fast, typically for an extended period of time, anything from 12 breaths to 36 to 2 minutes to 5 minutes. Can be done seated, can be done standing, can be done even in a yoga pose. The important thing to know about a pranayama like breath of fire is that it's very intensifying. It will exacerbate an already frustrated individual. It will take somebody who is a little aggressive and stressed after a tough day at work, and it can actually magnify that energy and that problem. Breath of fire is best used for people who are feeling stuck, who are feeling lethargic, people with a lot of kapha energy. We'll talk about that in one of our A to Z videos, Ayurveda and the doshas. If you're feeling heavy, sleepy, without direction, this isn't a pranayama to get you going. But make sure you understand that if you're already a bit of a pitta, already in a bit of an aggressive or frustrated, irritated state, maybe back off on the breath of fire. Not today. Maybe better to use that another day. So just know why and how these pranayamas are affecting you. Another one is alternate nostril breath. I like this one. You inhale through one side of the nose, hold your breath, exhale through the other side, hold your breath, out, back and forth, back and forth. So the idea is that you are balancing the two sides of the brain, the two energies of the two general energies of the body, the yin and the yang energies of your chi or your prana, however you like to call it. I love this, the alternate nostril breath, because it's good for almost anybody. Everybody needs a little centering, whether you're a go-getter and you need to center before giving a big presentation at your job, or you're in a very calm space and you need to stay in that centered place. This is a wonderful grounding, centering practice. I love this one. Alternate nostril breath, you can look it up online. Sipping breath is the next one I'm going to tell you about because it's kind of like between the first two. Sipping breath, some of you know from work with me, maybe in the past, or you've done it elsewhere. You exhale all your air out, folding forward, and then you sip your breath back in 6 little stages. One long inhalation broken into 6 little parts. And what that does is it enlivens, awakens. I think of little champagne bubbles, but it doesn't heat you the way the breath of fire does. And it has that bit of centering effect once you come back up to sitting and you come back to natural breathing. Very centering and balancing. Love that one. It's a great one for morning practice, kind of wakes you up. The last one you're going to hear about all the time in asana practice is the Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi is a standard. Anybody who knows anything about teaching yoga should know the Ujjayi breath. It's about paying attention to the breath by creating a sound. You say the HA sound, but with your mouth closed every time you exhale. And you do this during asana. You can also do it during seated or lying meditation. It helps you to stay focused on the breath. Now, Ujjayi, like the breath of fire, is slightly heating. Not as much as the breath of fire, but because you drop the soft palate and you kind of hug the throat around the exhalation to make the H inside your mouth, it's going to heat things up a bit. So if you're having one of those frustrated days, or if you're having a day when you're feeling a little hot under the collar, make your Ujjayi softer, meaning less force in the breath, little quieter sounding, maybe drop it all together now and then, and get into the coolness, the cool feeling that comes when you release Ujjayi sometimes. These are just a few of the many pranayams out there today. I wanted to share them with you because it's critical you understand why you're doing what you're doing and what you're doing to yourself when you're moving your prana or your life force through the breath. Please subscribe to my channel, share with a friend, check out my other Yoga A to Z videos, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.